G'day viewers, here we are again back here at Bonnie's Ski Parks, home of the Skicraft dealership and also Bonnie's Ski Shop. I'm here for a week-long clinic that's basically taking beginner riders right through to advanced levels. The main idea of this week is basically to take riding to the next level. Now whether that's a first-time rider or a high-end rider who regularly competes, it's no different. So if you're thinking of taking your riding to the next level, then you should come and have a look at this because it's a lot of fun and it's for all abilities and all ages. All right, just on the water now, we got Benny Luckins, and you know, he's riding pretty well these days. He's got a few technical tricks under his belt. He's got a really nice whirlybird and a tootsie. So he's sort of looking to now get another couple of variations of that tantrum. He's looking at a tantrum to blind at the moment. So in a moment we're going to get out there and have a couple of shots at it and see how it looks. Remember, nice and tall, nice and strong off that front foot to help initiate your rotation. And we want to take it up instead of out. You want to try and go wake to wake on this one. A trick like a tantrum to blind or you know, any other sort of tech trick, a lot of them to learn you really need to land wake to wake. So at the moment Benny's just carrying a little bit far across the wakes, and he's either landing on the flats or in that little hole beside the wake. So it's going to get him try and stand, take it taller up off the wake, right? So he goes up, and that way hopefully, you know, he'll make the transition on the other side for a smooth landing, and yeah, better chance of sticking the trick. Just going to leave the tantrum to blind for a moment because you know, he's had a fair few goes today. He's probably starting to think a bit too much and all the rest of it, so it's good to move on to a new trick. Benny's always been keen to, he does a flat spin 5, but he wants to step things up, okay, ultimately to do 7s and things like that. And an off-axis spin's always a good one to have in your bag. So we're going to look at an toe side off-axis 5. He said he has a bit of trouble visualising it in his head, so we're going to give him a couple of things to think about, and hopefully that's going to make things a little easier for him, but we'll see how we go, see how he gets on. Sort of went into a little bit of a scarecrow, but that was because instantly off the wake, okay, you dropped your back hand off the handle, right, and it just allowed you to go inverted, and you know, and you can kind of flip the rope over your head. So, right, we want to make sure that when you're coming off the wake, okay, big part of it, the front foot bit was good. Most important thing now is just to make sure that you use 2 hands, because what you want to do is you want to push down on the handle. That kind of pushes your body up and over the handle and into your off-axis spin. All right, so Ben's having a few, because he does a great scarecrow, and he's having real trouble sort of, you know, getting out of that whole trick. Like he goes through the motions. He's finding it hard to kind of, you know, to push down on the handle and send himself into that off-axis spin. He keeps going inverted and straight into his scarecrow. Right, we've got Christy with us now, and the cool thing about Christy is that she's a mum. She's got the kids in the boat, okay, and she really typifies the sort of, you know, person that can come along to a clinic. Now, Christy wants to, the big thing she wants to get today is some big air off the double up. Now, she's had a few goes before and she's getting pretty close, just having a few issues with the timing. This is pretty common on double ups. So we're going to get her on our next attempt, okay? She's going to watch the boat, cross the rollers, and then I'm going to have her watch those rollers come down the wake. And then it's just like as if you were going to run something over in the water. You just watch that peak come down the wake. She's going to ride into the trough and she's going to ride straight off and hopefully get some big air. Righto, so I've got Lee with me right now. Now, you know, like many riders, Lee's just sort of coming out of that winter hibernation period, okay, getting back on the water and shaking the rust loose. Lee's got a new board he's going to test out, and, you know, being early in the season, we've actually opted for one of the new sort of strategies being used with coaching and at these clinics, and that's basically a set of headphones in a helmet, which allows me to sit in the boat and to give instant feedback, okay, on what Lee's doing. You know, from a coaching point of view, it's fantastic because you don't need to stop the boat at each end and you don't need to yell and scream from the boat. It's great, and it's really on the fly. So the minute you see something, you can be right on the radio saying, hey, do this, do that, and it gives the rider the chance to make changes instantly. So yeah, we'll go and get on the water and see how it goes. So Koori's having a go. He can do an off-axis 3, and now he's trying to take that further into an off-axis 5. And at the moment, he's just having a little bit of trouble keeping the handle, you know, close to his body through the rotation. And he's finding that at the very end, you know, that the handle is a long way out, which makes it hard to get into that finishing position, which is sort of back past your backside almost, which forces your head and chest out over your toes, you know, and you land on edge and you can keep tracking away from the boat. Okay, otherwise, you know, if the handle's way out away from your body, you find that you sort of end up back on your heels and you kind of got nowhere to go but fall backwards into the water. Yeah, it's still a long way away from your body, especially at the end of the rotation, so it's making it nearly impossible to get it in that finishing position. So, I don't know, we'll try another 1 or 2 and then maybe have a look at something else. Boy, that rotation's now looking really, really sweet, okay? It's exactly how we want it. But last thing we've got to do is make sure that we have got that handle nice and tight to the body. All right, so come in, relax your legs, drive it tall off the wake, and keep that handle super tight to your body. That way, when you're coming out of your rotation, you make the last part of the handle pass, you finish it off by pulling it round, back past your backside, you know, back past that hip, onto your toes, and you're right away. All right? If you want to look out to the shoreline, and that'll help as well. You'll get 1 in before the end, I reckon. So next we've got Josh, okay, he's from Perth, a WA local. So yeah, we're going to go and put him through his paces. Okay, Josh has sort of been wakeboarding, just getting started for a year or so. So sort of that fun beginner stage where you learn really quickly. Yeah, so we can a couple of passes to warm up and then we'll go from there. Should be good. Like if you can hold a nice gentle edge through the wake, okay, generally you'll come through the wake balanced and you'll leave the wake nice and balanced. What happens is if you flatten your board off, okay, sometimes you've got a tendency, it'll kind of want to kick you over and sort of out of shape. Josh is at that sort of the first big hurdle of wakeboarding, and that's when you're getting enough control to ride the board around pretty well, and you're getting some little jumps and a bit of air, right? And this is sort of where you take things to the next level. And it's one of those things that you really got to commit to, okay, so that you can edge harder and go all the way over both wakes. So that's where he's at the moment. Just needs to cut that little bit harder, and I think he's going to make it. Should be good. Oh, that was all right. That was good. smidge more and he would have made that. So hopefully, we're starting to get a feel for it now. I'm feeling a little more comfortable, and I reckon next attempt or two, I think he's going to be there. See how we go. Oh, that's it. Go, 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 go. Oh, it's good. So there you go. It's been an awesome week here at Bonnie's. We've had a great bunch of riders from beginners right through to advanced. They've all had the chance to come out and ride behind a great boat and a great wake. So if you're thinking of going and doing a clinic, my advice is not to hesitate. It's not as scary as you think. There's no pressure. It's actually a lot of fun. So I'll see you on the water.